Kia ora koutou tawhakahua whānau. Ko te rahoro e tēnei rā. Let's do the photos of the week. Okay, so let's get you warmed up with some photos of my cat. Doesn't she look like a little loaf of bread? Look at her. So cute and so sharp. And this is looking out my bedroom window, just looking at the autumn colours. I like taking photos of this window. I've got heaps of them. And then last Saturday night, I shot at an event called That 80s Party, which was at Shed 6 here in Wellington. And there were quite a couple of thousand people there, all celebrating the 80s. And there were like DJs and live music and various bits and pieces like confetti cannons and all the rest of it. But my job was to shoot at this photo booth here. And yeah, it was okay. I mean, it was a pretty mundane sort of a job, but it was made entertaining by the people that just flowed through endlessly through the photo booth. As you can see here, got some pretty interesting shots, but that's pretty cool. Just have a bit of a job, you know, something a little bit different, something fun. And then during the week, I managed to get outside and get some autumn, winter morning pics. And I just love the detail and the colors in these shots here and the sort of subdued flatness. And I love those dewdrops. They kind of freeze into little ice balls. And then just an image of the stark isolation of winter. Just interesting mix of colors there. And then I got these three birds like squawking and play fighting in the sky, so that was pretty cool. And then hey, we had the supermoon, the blood supermoon. It was the other night, and so yeah, sure, I went out, and so I thought I'd get some photos of it. I went out and got my camera set up, and then because it was so late, like after 11 p.m, I basically just said, right, I'm going to leave my intervalometer on and then I'm going to go to bed. So I set the timer, I went to bed, and then in the morning when I checked into it, this is what I was left with. So it just goes to show you can't just set the timer on the camera and go to bed and expect to get a winning shot. Basically the dew had all formed on the lens and completely spoiled the shot there. And then during my travels, I stopped over in Wadestown and got a photo of this house here. But while I was there, I also grabbed this panorama of Wellington City, and this is just looking out into Wellington Harbour there. We've got the Wellington Urban Motorway down the front and the rail yards and the shipyards there. And that's all the cargo ships dock and so forth. And then we've got the rail yards, and coming into view now is the Westpac Trust Stadium, or Sky Stadium, whatever they call it, the Cape Town. And then the rest of Wellington City sort of tucked into this little pocket in between the two harbours. So yeah, that's a pretty cool panorama. It consists of 45 shots taken on the EOS R. And then it was back to the walk to work, and there's no surprises here. We're taking photos of people taking photos. But again, we had some wonderfully colourful mornings. I don't know what this photo is. It's just trying something. Didn't work. And I just love the texture and the reflections that come off the water. Because the sun's sort of coming in at an oblique angle, you can get really nice reflections and tints on the waves, as you can see there. And then I just grabbed a few shots of this orb poking through the stairway here, the stairway to the diving platform. And so it's quite an interesting effect. Basically, to develop the orb, you need to have the sun being split on a horizon or on some other point, and then you need to square the lens up exactly square with the face of the sun to be able to get this orb or the corona to appear inside your lens on your image. And this one's pretty cool because we've got the person walking just under the sun there. I actually missed this shot. I needed him a couple of feet back. I was waiting for the cyclist on the front end to get the heck out of there, but in the end I missed the shot completely. I still grabbed it. And of all the photos I took this week, this one here is most likely my favourite with the orb. I just love the way that it's so dark and moody towards the outside of the frame, and then that golden, rich sunburst colour sort of starts to bloom out of the middle of the frame, and you can see it casting back towards the camera and also laying down those steps and just sort of flaring out. Yeah, I do like the composition. It's just something a bit different. And as for you, you're more than welcome to check out previous episodes of Photos of the Week right here. Otherwise, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Bye!